have problems and have trouble saying no for the simple fact that we feel like it's going to be letting someone else down. But then, to your point, you're probably also letting yourself down because you're not able to achieve those goals, to complete those tasks, because you're constantly saying yes to somebody else. So if you're having trouble, if that is your challenge, just remember and write it down, read it every day if you have to. No is the complete sentence. So, Dr. Aya, what about you?
I think for me, I went into medicine in order to help people and in order to cure people. And in psychiatry, it's important to remember that there's a lot of areas of people's lives that you're not going to fix or you're not going to cure. And so that was really hard for me to look at someone, especially when working with children, and say, I can't fix this for you. And I would feel let down or disappointed in myself when they continued to struggle or if new problems came up. So I was kind of chasing perfection in others' lives. And so I think for me, my biggest goal to overcome was learning that I am a passionate fuel for others. I can plant seeds, I can be a support, but I cannot fix other people's lives. They have to be a partner in that. And if they do not succeed, it's not always a reflection of me, and that it may be a reflection of the working relationship, and it might be something we need to do or change. So just learning that I can't solve everyone's problems or be a cure. I am not the Lord, and so I cannot do that. That is a higher power, and using that to kind of motivate others, but not fix it for them.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies. I think that's a good segue into the idea and the importance of we can't do what we do every day. We can't be who we are to everyone without first taking care of ourselves. And so I would like each of you to kind of share how you find time to take care of yourself. That's one of the things that I'm really passionate about because, again, you can't serve who you're serving and who you were called to serve without being able to do that. So Mocha, if you can start and just share maybe one tip, one strategy that you have had to learn. And I know, personally, it has been a learning curve and it's been a struggle like so many other people. Well, hello. So what we're having a dance break, y'all. Sorry. Hold on. What has been your strategy, your go-to to carve out, whether it's just a little bit of time for yourself to regroup, recharge, rejuvenate?
Well, for me, it's something that I like to do, and my husband doesn't mind because it's really inexpensive. I love going to TJ Maxx and Marshall's and going to the beauty section and smelling all the soaps and looking at all the beauty. The soaps are like $3. So, then when I go home, I've got my bathroom. It's all pretty. I call it my oasis. So when I see even my husband going in, I'm like, no, not in my oasis, the next one. But I like to go in. I like to be in there and just doing some self-care things, like trying out new products and things like that. It's just something that makes me happy, and it's something that just makes me, I wind down the end of the day doing it. And I'm able to think, and it's weird because I'm in the bathroom, but I have a little vanity there. I just love it in there, So to answer the question, I just try to find something that will make me happy that I can do each day. One little piece of my day that's mine. No mommy, no, even though, we're moms. They bust in the bathroom anyway. But it's just finding that little piece of heaven that it's just mine, and I can unwind and no one is bothering me, and I can woosah.
Dr. Aya, what about you?
I think that is a huge struggle for women, and that's why in The Modern Trophy Wife, it's the first chapter, that a modern trophy wife loves herself. And a part of loving yourself
I think you need to repeat that, though. I think you need to repeat that.
A modern trophy wife loves herself. And a part of loving yourself is taking care of yourself the same way you do your loved ones. You anticipate your children's needs, you anticipate your husband's needs, your brothers, your sisters, your parents. So then why then don't we do the same thing for ourselves? So how I anticipate my own needs is if I feel like I'm getting stressed or I'm not sleeping well or something, I plan ahead and I use the people in my life as supports. And that's another thing us as women struggle with, asking for help. You know, we as women love to do everything ourselves, but I have a quote that, you know, doing everything on your own doesn't make you superwoman, it just makes you super tired. And so I rely on my family and say, hey, okay, I need a break, you know, my husband, you know, and I take time to myself, truly by myself, and either sleep or watch a movie. I love those little Lifetime movies, Hallmark, love it. I can watch it all day. And I just do the things that let me decompress and not focus on all the stressful things in my life. But I think it's important that you plan for that, because if you don't, you'll never get to it. You know, there's only 24 hours in a day, and it can be overscheduled. So you have to say, okay, on Saturday, I'm doing nothing. And let everyone in your life know. Sometimes if you have to cut your phone off, cut your phone off. You know, everyone doesn't deserve instant access to you all of the time. And so you just have to schedule that out, plan it out, let the people in your lives know so that they respect it, and then actually do it. Follow up.
Dr. Avis?
Absolutely, and not just me, but I will say that, you know, all the women I interviewed in my book, I interviewed over 70 women for this book, How Exceptional Black Women Lead, and these are exceptionally successful women in corporate America and nonprofit America, elected officials and other government services, as well as very successful entrepreneurs. And to a person, they talked about the importance of really being able to make that space for you in order so that you don't get to a burnout area. You know, these are very, very extremely successful women, and they have to be very on at work. They have to be very focused. They have to be very good at what they do, and that is very time consuming. And a lot of them do have families, right? But in order to be able to achieve, they also have to be able to have that space for them. So one of the most, I think, interesting answers to that question for me came from Dr. Julianne Malveaux, who's also in the book. And one of the things that she suggested was to have a little retreat time. She's like, every woman should have, for example, one day out of the week where it's your day and you just do what you want to do, whatever that is for you. And even over the course of the year, see if you can take a weekend or maybe even a week if you're lucky, just to do something that you want to do. Yes, for you. Y'all can take care of yourself for 7 days, can't you?
No.
You know, takeout is good, okay? You will be okay. You will be alive when she comes back. Trust me. She needs it. She needs it. So take some time for you, because honestly, you need to be able to refresh and replenish. And I will lastly say that every time that I speak with my dad, the last thing he tells me is he always tells me on the phone, Avis, take care of yourself. Because if you don't take care of yourself, you will never be able to take care of anyone else. And we always need to remember that.
Amen. I love that. So I love what you said, Dr. Ayo, about everyone doesn't deserve instant access to you.
Say that again.
Everyone does not deserve. That's why I had to repeat it twice, because that was real, right? And so I wrote a blog post that has, you know, been pretty popular on the blog, and it was called "Why My Kids Are Not My First Priority." And one of the things I talked about was, you know, we have to set boundaries, and that includes even for our children. And so whether you're a mom, whether you're a caregiver, that is important. And again, goes back to Mocha's, you know, talk about saying no. So for you ladies, if you can share how you set boundaries, whether it comes to your personal life, whether it's separating your career from your personal life, Dr. Avis, if you can start just sharing a tip, a strategy that you use to create those boundaries so that you can take care of yourself and
Absolutely.
Say no.
A couple of things. One is what you alluded to earlier, that no is a complete sentence, and getting okay with that, because a lot of women, we are people pleasers, and it's hard for us to say no. So coming to that realization that no is creating space in your life for you and for your life. So understanding that no is your friend, number one. And then number two, I think it's really about having systems in place where you can have that help. As you mentioned, you don't have to do everything. So have a team around you. And sometimes you can be okay with hiring someone to come in and help you. You don't have to be in your house, scrubbing bathrooms all weekend long. You really don't.
Yes.
And hiring someone to help you with that, not only are you creating more space in your life for something that you might want to do, or to spend more time with your children, or to fill up that time doing whatever it is that you want to do, you're also helping that sister who is building her business in that way. So, don't think of it as somehow you're not living up to your responsibilities by having this other extra help out there, you're building that team to help you. And lastly, I would say manage responsibilities. Manage expectations. Manage expectations. Shelley Archambault, who's in the book, she's the CEO of Metric Stream, one of the, an amazing sister, amazing in Silicon Valley. One of the things that she said that I think was most powerful was the fact that oftentimes as women we feel like, particularly as mothers, we feel so disappointed if we can't be there for everything for all of our children. So her point is you manage expectations at the beginning. So for example, if your child has soccer season, and start out soccer season saying, I'm going to come to 5 of your games this season. And if, for example, you make 6, you are a hero, okay? But, but when you come to those 5, the child is happy. If you miss 2 and you still make 5, they're happy because you've managed expectations in the beginning. Don't set yourself up so that you feel like you have to necessarily be at every one, because that way if something happens and you can't make it, you'll feel bad, the child will feel bad, and you'll be disappointed. So set those boundaries at the very beginning, and that helps in the long run.
I love what you said, because I think that's also a big factor when it comes to mom guilt, is that we don't manage the expectations. And so the mom guilt trickles in because we've, expressed that we're going to do something and then we end up not being able to do it. So I love what you said, because I think that is so, so important to manage expectations. Dr. Ayo, what about you?